welcome back to the Tipsy Ghosts. We're your tipsy hosts, Sarah and Lindsey.
Hey guys.
Sorry for yelling your name.
Can you let Boydston say hi?
Yes.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Lindsey.
Okay.
How did you say it in your head?
And I'm Lindsey.
Yes.
There it is.
It's Dunice.
They just want to make fun of me.
Yeah.
So anyways, hi guys. How are you guys?
Hey, good. How
Guys,
are you?
I'm fine, guys.
Guys, I'm fine. Fine. I'm fun and fine. Words are hard.
Yeah, you are.
I am fully vaccinated, so I have a superpower now. I just haven't figured it out.
Hey, all three of us are fully vaccinated. Cheers to being fully vaccinated.
Cheers.
We aren't really cheersing because we're too far apart.
I was confused. I didn't have a drink in my hand at all. I didn't
You
even
did a
pretend. And then
fake
I was
cheers.
watching. I didn't even, but she put some fake cheers with no drink. I was confused.
They
My God.
They didn't have to know, but now they do.
Well, that's why I sounded confused in my cheers. If you didn't notice.
It was a very authentic cheers. Thank you guys for having my back there.
Okay, why do I feel like I'm 2 drinks ahead of everybody else and
Probably because you
getting
were
the-
a drink ahead by the time I got here.
getting the weird stares? Like,
No, this is my fourth. This is my fourth raspberry margarita. So.
Look
Oh,
at
okay.
you. She's pre-gamed before all of us.
I like it.
I don't know where I am because you gave me a whole glass of wine and I drank some of it and then you topped me off and gave me another whole glass of wine.
So you had a whole glass. You drank half of it, and so I gave you the other half. So
You've
had an entire glass of wine.
Yes, because I'm at half again.
Mm.
A little over. I'm at 75%.
It looks like you barely drink
75 and 50% are basically the same thing.
Hey, it looks like I barely drank it. When I say she gave me a full glass, it was filled to the brim. Like I was
okay.
sipping it.
I don't understand the problem. That's how I pour my own wine glass.
Where it was almost overfilling. Yes, I can see your glass over there.
Is that from the Boda box?
But this is what happened that night when we were in your backyard, Sarah. And
Oh, no.
Why I lost control because I didn't know how much wine I was drinking. You just kept filling me when I wasn't empty.
Listen, I only filled you up till about midnight until I disappeared
Yes.
for the rest of the evening.
So that night I was like, my husband was like, how much did you drink? I'm like, I really don't know. She just
Not
kept
too
filling.
much.
I never got empty.
I was still working on my same one glass.
It
a
was
good
the same
host,
glass.
okay?
No, it's a great host.
Being a good host. Try this
Until
one.
I'm puking in your backyard.
You didn't have to tell them that secret.
Yeah, that's okay.
Secret's out.
They already know that I puked in my cul-de-sac once because of Boydston, so.
Because of me.
True.
You told that story.
True.
Oh, I
Not
thought you meant
because
it was
of
my
you.
fault.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no, no. That
I
was
did
my
not
fault.
drink that for you.
No,
Thank
it was
you.
all my fault. I'm a puker, guys. Yeah.
You are.
It is what I am what I am.
And here we thought I was going to be the puker.
No. I have been a puker since I was 21 and first started drinking.
I just had like a burst of flashback from the first episode, the pre-first episode.
When we tried to
The test drive.
see how
Yes.
this would go.
Yes.
Boys and God. She, at one point, we were like, we should go check on her. She was in the bathroom.
Just
Yes.
laying down, taking a little nap.
Luckily, we were in her house.
Yes.
We put her to bed, and then me and Sarah continued the episode without her. Don't worry, we didn't release that episode. That was just our test drive.
I'm just thinking how cringy that probably sounds. the
Oh
whole
gosh,
thing.
it was probably super cringy because
I think you can hear us going, Boydston? Are you okay? Everything all right in there?
you pre-gamed a lot for that episode.
Is that what it was? Or were we just drinking a lot of shots?
No, it was
that
the
night?
shrimp quesadillas.
That too, yeah.
So I pre-gamed on shrimp quesadillas.
No, that whole night you kept saying it's not the alcohol, it's the shrimp quesadillas.
Yes.
We're like, no, it's the alcohol.
No, I said the problem is that I switched liquors.
Oh,
Mhm.
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long night.
it was
Either
a
way.
long night.
We got you down to bed though.
Yeah, we did. We got you in bed, all tucked in, and then we finished the episode.
We left after that. It doesn't matter. It's funny.
Poor Mike was like, are these girls ever leaving? We're just upstairs talking.
No, he doesn't care.
It's still kind of the same way. We just sit and talk forever. It's good.
Yeah, that's what we do.
It's fine.
That's
So-
how the podcast was born.
You're drinking wine. You're drinking
Raspberry margarita.
delicious.
Which is delicious. That's going to be my next drink
Mm-hmm.
after I finish this wine. What are you drinking?
a high moon.
So, do they sell?
grapefruit.
Do
Yeah,
they
not
sell?
my favorite.
Do they sell high moons in the store?
Funny story. So we always call them high moons, thanks to typo.
They're high noons.
Yes, my phone corrected it to high moon, so we've always called them high moons, or at least I have. And so I sent my husband to go get me some high moons from the grocery store. Then I get a text to like, where do I find these? I cannot find high moons anywhere.
What are these drinks?
What are these? I'm like, oh, actually they're high noons. So good luck. But they're delicious. And he found them, and I got a multi-pack.
You're even drinking a grapefruit. I'm very surprised. Not your favorite.
Not my favorite. Don't love a grapefruit.
But remember when we used to say we would never drink grapefruit ever again?
Okay, I feel like there's sort
I
of
still
a
haven't.
difference.
Yeah, you still haven't.
This is a vodka soda.
Yes, it's different from White Claw.
It is a little bit different. Although they say that, and I think the alcohol content is less than a White Claw. I'm not sure how.
I think a White Claw is 5%. How much is that?
4.5.
Oh, okay. So it is low.
It is low.
Okay. I was going to Google, but then I thought better of it.
What? What were we gonna Google?
I was going to Google how much alcohol percent is in White Claw.
It's 5.
Is it
It's around
5?
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was 5.
That and Truly's, I get confused. One's 4.5, one's 5. But don't ask me how I know that. I look at those at the bottom.
I don't know it either. What are we going to talk about tonight, guys?
Paranormal.
Boydston literally was watching you crash and burn there.
Thanks.
Just need my popcorn. I'm just gonna keep watching.
True friends.
We're talking about paranormal.
Yes, we are.
Thank you.
The scary stuff.
All things spooky.
Yippers.
Mhm. And mostly true.
Mine's questionable.
What?
I'm just saying.
What?
I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. This is the first time I think I've ever heard you say that.
Well, you'll hear why, because it has a lot to it. So I feel like not everything can be true.
Mine
Yeah.
is also questionable.
That's because everything's questionable to you.
Who's surprised by this? No, but you'll really understand when I do my story. Okay.
Oh, so is yours questionable?
No, I believe in it.
Okay, cool.
All right, good. Good for you.
Can't wait to hear it.
All right, who's going to go first?
Thank you for asking. So I have a new spinner app on my phone.
Ooh, a new
There's an
spinner.
app?
There's no shadow people cheering for us?
Yeah, see, that's the downfall.
Aw.
But it's nice colors, and I can cheer
Okay.
for you if you want.
Okay, please.
Okay.
Does it have a sound?
Okay.
Nope.
But I'll let you watch.
Okay.
It's-
I gotta have
spin,
some.
spin. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Perfect. Here we go.
Oh, it's still going fast. Damn it.
Yay!
Yay! I can't read from
can't
this
read that.
distance.
It's Lindsay.
Oh, it's Lindsay! I was like, I can
Whose
see colors.
What?
Lindsay's green, I'm orange, and you're purple.
Oh.
Oh, I'm
Love it.
green. Okay.
I'm purple.
I am going to talk about the Phillip Experiment. Have you guys heard of this?
Negative.
Okay. So this
No,
is...
I haven't heard of it either.
You were taking so long to answer me. I just
She
thought...
answered, and then you said okay, and just moved on. I wanted my time.
You also didn't get to introduce yourself this week. Just things are not going great.
You just... Let's go take a quick shot, guys. You guys want to take a shot?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. We just had to go take a quick shot. It was delicious.
I'm the only one who did it all in one. You guys are failures.
Wait, you didn't? I thought you did.
No, I did half. Lindsay's so good at swallowing.
She's got to brag about
One
it
of my
to
many
everybody.
pride and joys.
We did a
Pride
lemon.
and Joyce.
No, I like did it all in one shot. I look at you guys are both like, nope.
Nope.
So I'm so mad there. I'm like, what?
Here's
Mine-
my problem. I'm an overthinker. So like if I get
What? Me too.
if I get halfway through, I'm like I'm gonna vomit. Then I
Yep.
just stop myself.
What?
That's what
You
happened to me.
guys overthinking? What?
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Who are you?
I don't know if you knew that about me, but that's pretty much all that I do.
I know that very well.
I don't know if you knew that about me either, but I also am an overthinker. But
Mm.
mine was like, it's going to come out my nose. And so I had to like let it go back into the cup.
Meanwhile, you guys are doing all this overthinking, and I'm just like bottoms up. And threw it back, and then that was it.
I suck at taking shots, but
We had a limoncello shot
I love those shots.
in Italy. It's an after dinner drink.
So that was our after dinner drink.
It was our
just
after
real
dinner
quick.
shot.
Just real quick after dinner shot.
All right, so we did our shot. Now we're going to talk about some paranormal spooky stuff.
Lindsay,
Ready?
what are we talking about?
The Phillip Experiment from 1972.
Never
So
heard of it.
this happened in Toronto, Canada, Ontario. Toronto, Ontario,
What
Canada.
did you say?
Toronto, Canada, and then I said Toronto, Ontario,
Do you-
Canada.
Not pronounce the T, the second T, Toronto?
Toronto.
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 I'm so confused.
Okay, but if I know there's a T there, but then I'd be like Toronto.
Yeah.
It just feels Toronto. Okay.
Canada. Okay.
You're making me think too much about it, so it's going to sound weird.
I cannot say one way or the other.
All right. So it took place in Canada.
Canadian? Got it.
Canada.
Canada.
This was in 1972, and it was a parapsychology experiment that was conducted in Canada.
Phil. Okay.
So it was conducted by the Toronto Society for Psychical Research.
I feel better about that.
Thank
Thank you.
You're welcome. Or psychical. Damn it! Hold on, we're going to say that again.
I can't. I'm trying to keep it together.
So this was conducted by the Toronto Society for Psychical Research. TSPR. Who wants to do that one?
Cyclical?
Like
Psychical.
What's it spelled like?
Oh,
Psych.
psychic.
Like psych, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like
Oh.
cyclical.
Yeah,
No.
like a bicycle.
Like with a P. So TSPR. TSPR?
Tisper, yeah,
Tisper.
obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, duh.
So they were
You
testing.
got a set of tispers over there.
So they wanted to create a ghost. So what they did was
What?
This
Had
sounds amazing.
I know. I think you guys will actually really like this. So they wanted to test a theory that ghosts have an objective reality, but they are created out of the minds of those who see them. And that is a quote from the guy who was heading this.
It's Philip.
I'm hearing that they don't think ghosts are real and that it's created by the mind.
So he theorized that a ghost was a hallucination created by those who believe in it.
Okay.
All
It's like you saw
right.
where this was going.
I'm
Okay.
not as big of a fan
No,
anymore.
but just wait for the story.
Phil sounds like an asshole.
This is not about Phil. So the guy who was behind this, who came up with this theory, he is a mathematical geneticist. His name is Dr. A.R. George Owen. So we're going to call him Dr. Owen. And they also had a psychologist who was overseeing the experiment. His name was Dr. Joel Witten. So here are the test group, the people who were involved. So Owen's wife was involved. Her name's Iris. Margaret Sparrow. She was a former chairperson of Mensa, Canada. Do you guys know what Mensa is?
It's the smart people.
It is. It's the High IQ Society.
I don't belong there. I have no idea what it was.
These are people who have an IQ of 98th percentile and up. So she was the
Definitely don't belong there.
former chairperson. So she's very, very intelligent.
Okay.
I've never taken an IQ test. I don't know. I definitely would
I
not be
haven't either,
in.
but I'm afraid
I refuse to.
I would not be in Mensa.
I wouldn't be the former vice president of Mensa. let's
Points
put it
to
like
you
that.
for knowing what Mensa was.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
0 points to me.
0 points to you. You're not part of Mensa.
I'll accept that.
Andy H. So some of these people, they don't have their last names. So Andy H. He was an industrial designer. And his wife, Lorne, was also involved. Al Peacock, who was a heating engineer. Bernice, she was an accountant. Dorothy O'Donnell was a bookkeeper. And Sydney was a sociology student. So they kind of got people from all lifespans, all kind of different socioeconomic statuses, all of that. So they are the test group. Next, the purpose of the study, like I said, was to create a fictional character and then attempt to communicate through a seance. So the character they created, can you guys guess what his name was?
George.
This is the Phillip
Phillip.
Experiment.
Steven.
I was thinking, who's the most famous ghost we know? George.
You just came right out with George. It's
George is
Phillip.
everywhere.
I like your dedication.
You really were. They came up with a guy named Philip. AKA
Whatever.
the
It
Phillip
should have been
Experiment.
George. George Experiment.
His name was Philip Aylesford. So this is the backstory. They all came up with the backstory for him, too.
Okay.
So he was born in 1624 in England. He had an early military career and was knighted at the age of 16. He was in the English Civil War and became personal friends with Charles II and was even a spy for him. Philip was unhappily married to a woman, Dorothea, and later fell in love with another woman.
Hang on.
Dorothea.
Dorothea. Okay. Philip was unhappily married to a woman, Dorothea, and later fell in love with another woman, Margot, who was accused of witchcraft by his wife, Dorothea.
Damn witches.
And so this was 1624, you know. So,
Just
they-
PS. I don't mean that really.
no, I know.
I know.
You really
okay.
want to be a witch.
I know.
What did they do back in the 1600s when someone was accused of being a witch?
They hang them.
They burned them at the stake.
Burn them at the stake. I was too far ahead. I was like 1800s.
So Philip was
you're really great at what you do at your job, but you're probably not a member of Mensa.
I've already made that very clear.
Philip was devastated after his one true love was burned, and he killed himself at the age of 30 in 1654.
P.S. This is a fake story, so I can
This
think of
is a
whatever I
fake
want.
story, yes. They created this. Philip is not real.
She could have been hanged, okay?
Yeah, she could have been hanged.
I'm also not convinced it's not Dorothy instead of Dorothea.
They said Dorothea.
Okay, that's fine.
So the test group participants, they created this whole biography and backstory of Philip. They even had one of the members sketch a portrait of him, so they like had him visualize like this is what he looks like. So the main goal, objective, they wanted to establish communication with Philip, but they also wanted to have an apparition. So they were like, let's visualize what would Philip look like, so that way if you see him, you know it's him. So, okay.
Got it.
So the group, what they were doing, they would sit around a table, they would have a seance, and they would have no contact, no communication. And this lasted for like a year, which I was like, this is a very long experiment to go for a year without any kind of communication whatsoever. So after about a year of nothing, they were like, let's switch things up. Dr. Owen was like, let's switch things up a bit. So he started dimming the lights, setting the mood, changed the environment so that way it looked more like a seance. You're not having a seance with the big fluorescent lights on, you know?
Okay.
So they would sing songs. He would tell them to sing songs. He surrounded them with pictures of the type of castle that Philip was imagined to have been in, and even put objects from that time period, like relics and things like that. Once he did that, things kind of started taking off. Participants began feeling a presence. They reported table vibrations, knocks, like they would do like what we do at ghost hunts. We'd be like, if you can hear this, can you please make a knock? And we'll like do a knock. Sorry, that was a lot louder than I meant. We'll like do a knock and then ask them to mimic it. So they would do that and ask the Philip to mimic it, and they would hear a response back. They also would hear unexplained echoes, breezes, like wind blowing, and rapping sounds, which matched responses to questions about Philip's life. So they'd say, knock once for yes, knock two for no.
I pictured like somebody rapping in the background. Like,
Me
yo, yo, yo.
Yo,
It's me, Philip, and I'm here
Phil.
to say.
My name is Phil.
I already said that. Oh. You're here to say your name is Phil and your name is Phil. Okay.
I need to let it go.
What?
My name is... You know what I'm singing. Okay. Okay. So...
Are you talking about a Slim Shady?
Yes!
Oh, okay. It took me a minute, but I'm
My
here.
name
I'm here.
is Phil. I need to let it go. Okay. We're done with that. So the table...
Okay, I got you now.
The table that they were sitting around even would move and tilted on a single leg at one point and would move across the room without any human interference. The floor was covered with thick carpeting, so it was not like it was like easy for it to slide around.
Okay.
So the video I just showed them, and you guys can always find this on YouTube too, just go the Phillip Experiment. It just showed them sitting around the table, and you can see the table moving at one point. You can see they all have their hands on the table, so I mean, could they have moved the table? I don't know, but you can hear knocking in response to questions they're asking while all of their hands are on the table. So they would get responses. The table was moving around. Philip answers, though, were all things that the group members would have known because they created his own backstory. So some members thought that they heard whispers, but they never captured any voice heard on tape. They would ask Philip to dim the lights, and the lights would dim instantly. They would ask him to turn the lights back on, and the lights would go back on right away. At one point, they reported feeling a cold breeze blow across the table, and they would say, Philip, can you stop the breeze? And the breeze would stop. And they would say, Philip, can you make the breeze start again? And the breeze would start again. So it was like responding at commands. At one point, a fine mist formed on the table. Philip never did appear. They never got any apparitions, although audio and video did document some paranormal phenomena. So if you YouTube this, you'll hear some knocking sounds. You'll see the table kind of move. That's what they're kind of talking about. They did also conduct a seance in front of a live audience of about 50 people and film this as part of a documentary. So during this particular seance, there was rapping on the table, noises were heard around the room, and the lights were blinking on and off. The table levitated as well, rising about a half inch off the floor. Everybody reported witnessing it, the audience, the film crew, but the dim lighting prevented the cameras from catching it, so there's no evidence of it.
Got it.
Although, 50 plus people reported seeing it, so who knows? Overall, they thought the experiment went pretty well, so they tried it with a different group of people and new ghosts, which I'm putting ghosts in quotations because these are, again, ghosts that they're creating. Lilith was the name of one ghost, which I hate that name.
Lilith?
Because I think have you ever seen Supernatural?
No.
Like the evil little girl, her name is Lilith.
Oh, I see.
So it's like that and Toby. Like Toby from Paranormal Activity, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking The Office.
I was thinking Spider-Man.
From The Office, yes.
That's exactly, I was about to say, from The Office, yes.
Yes, that too. So those names, like Lilith and Toby, I'm just like, ugh, I get shivers. Sebastian was another ghost, and even Axel, who was a ghost from the future, which I really want to know how that works.
Axl Rose, obviously.
How does a ghost come from the future?
I feel like that's a good dog's name.
It's like Phil from the future.
It's, I don't know. Let me think about that. Let me process it.
Okay,
it's like
you process that.
Teleporting ghost, I guess. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Back to the future?
I don't know. So Sydney, Australia, they also did a similar test with the Skippy experiment, which created the story of Skippy.
Oh, man. Skippy.
And reported that Skippy communicated through raps and scratching sounds.
If you could stop saying raps.
Raps.
Just picture a ghost
that
rapping.
Noise is not going well.
Yo, my name is Skippy and
Knox.
I'm here to say.
Knox? I don't know what else to say.
I'm just kidding. I just want to get stuck in my head.
So Dr. Owen, or no, not Dr. Owen, sorry, the psychologist Joel, concluded that the effects were produced by participants as a subconscious defense mechanism, causing behavior to regress to a childlike mentality. So he's like, they wanted to see a ghost so bad, they made one appear, basically. Other conclusions is that our unconscious could be responsible for this kind of phenomena sometimes. It did say sometimes, so I'm going to put sometimes there for you guys.
Thank you.
Other people view that even though, yes, Philip was fictional and they created him, maybe the group did actually contact someone. Perhaps a playful or demonic spirit took the opportunity through the seance to act as Philip and produce activity.
I mean, that's what I said, exactly.
That's exactly what you said.
I don't know. It looked like they had some activity. Who says it has to be Philip? Philip was fake.
Sure. I guess I just don't understand. Like, how is it they're like an unconscious thing if the camera picked up the sound
and multiple people?
How were not even the people. Like people, maybe everybody's got this unconscious thing, but how does a camera pick up a sound?
I don't know.
And it's not real.
I don't know.
Phil, I think you're full of shit.
Phil is full of shit. He's fake.
The main criticism from the experiment is that the experiment lacked control factors, which would have verified its validity. Which
how are you going to do that though?
Right. It's not like this is like a study that people had done before this time. So it's like he was kind of doing things as it was coming along.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do you control that? How do you control?
I guess you have one group that has like the fake ghost and one that doesn't. Maybe we've got our own experiments to conduct. Right. It's looking like, thank God I'm a genius and I can do this.
Yeah. I would like to see this. Like I said, this was done in the 70s. I would like to see this done in today's day and age, you know.
I bet you there has
50
been some
plus
studies.
years later and see how it's done.
Yeah.
This experiment did inspire 2 movies, The Apparition and The Quiet Ones.
Never seen either of those.
I've never seen either of them either, but I want to now that I've heard about this experiment. So, results were inconclusive.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me, but what were they going to come out and say? Yes, 100%.
Yeah. He was basically trying to be like, ghosts aren't real, they're just a hallucination, but he couldn't. I mean,
you can't really say that either, though.
Can't really say that either.
Okay.
So, what I'm hearing is that he couldn't prove that ghosts weren't real.
That's exactly right.
He couldn't, but he also could not prove that ghosts are real.
He set out to prove that they weren't real, but he couldn't prove that.
No, but you're also proving it with, 5-6 people in a group?
Again, this is uncharted territory.
It is.
At the time.
I just thought it was a very interesting experiment, and you guys know how I am. I'm the skeptic, and...
I'd never heard of that.
Never heard of it. What?
I'm a little bit sad that his name's not George.
It was the Phillip Experiment.
We can have the George Experiment. You guys want to conduct our own?
Missed opportunity.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to look, you can actually see the real footage from the 70s if you could go to YouTube and look at the Phillip Experiment. You okay?
I just wasn't sure if you were going to say experience or I don't know. But
Experiment. There you guys go. There's my paranormal for y'all. How are you feeling? Remember when I did a UFO story for you? How great that was.
Let's go back to that time.
Remind me. Concussion brain. I'm
Men
so
in
sorry.
Black. Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
The one that you tried to disprove the whole time?
I really did not try to disprove Men in Black. I said I think they're government agents. I think there probably is.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're aliens, but I think they're government. Who are probably trying to keep people quiet.
okay, I'm gonna bring this spinner up.
Oh, no, she's mad at me.
It's I'm orange, you're purple,
Okay.
Okay.
and I'm gonna spin.
Okay.
It's spin.
I'm looking.
Spinning noise.
I'm paying attention.
Spinning noise.
This is so long. Oh, there I
Yay!
am.
Oh, yay, it's you.
Tis me.
And she has a PowerPoint that's on my computer.
I'm going to give you a every time now.
Can you guys see that?
This is called Helltown.
Okay,
Can you see it, Boydston?
I can.
Okay.
Bye, Blair.
By Blair. Always by Blair, which I love.
I don't know what else to write in the next spot.
No, I know. I love it.
I could just write nothing, but
You could just
I could, but I don't want
delete
to.
it.
I don't want to.
It's fine. It's fine. No big deal.
She wants
Don't pressure me.
credit.
That way
Ouch.
nobody can take my hard work.
I love
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Okay.
All right, so if you can tell, I'm talking about this place called Helltown. It is in the... Oh, you can change. It's in the northern portion of Summit County, Ohio, and it's made up of Boydston
I
Township.
was like, is it near Boston?
Interestingly enough, it's part of Boydston Township, Boston Village, but these are all in Ohio. Boston, Ohio.
Oh, Boston, Ohio, not
Yes.
Massachusetts. Gotcha.
Yes.
I didn't even know there was another Boston.
I know. That's why I'm trying to tell you about it. Portions of Sagamore Hills and Northfield Center townships. These areas are usually lumped together and referred to as Boston Mills, Ohio.
Okay.
Not
You don't have to
Massachusetts.
say Ohio. I gotcha now.
But honestly, people just call it either Boston or Helltown.
Okay.
So catchy. Helltown.
Helltown. I want to live there. So when people say, hey, where are you from? Helltown.
You can't live there.
This place is hell.
But it is hell. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
It's founded in 1806 and was known as the oldest village in... Oh, for God's sake. It was known as the oldest village in Summit County. You changed too soon.
I did because I laughed. And my finger...
Could you put your finger down? No, it's okay. You can leave
My
it
finger
there.
was hovering and I laughed and my finger just went down. I didn't want to...
Sarah's unamused. She
You
changed
know
my
what's
slide.
happening
She
right now.
changed
Weird.
my slide too quickly.
Sorry.
I didn't
laughed.
remember the cue.
I laughed.
I didn't hear the cue.
I know.
I laughed.
Trigger
All right,
happy.
continue.
All right. So anyhow, where was I? Don't know.
Helltown.
Yeah, that's about as far as I got. The first mill was built in the 1820s, and several years later, the Ohio and Erie Canal was built. Just give me a little back history on this beautiful town of Boydston.
Okay.
This brought more people into the area, but around 1880, a railroad station was built, and clearly this town was booming. It's humongous. I'm just kidding. I'm being facetious. It's pretty tiny, but it did grow because of the Erie Canal there.
I was like, railway? That would
it had a
business.
stop. It had a stop there.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Never mind.
They built like one little stop.
I was
there along the
believing
way.
you.
It was pretty uneventful stuff going on there until about 1974. So around this time, there was a lot of concern over the destruction of our forest in the country.
Sure, yeah.
So in response, President Gerald Ford signed a bill that gave the federal government's National Park Service permission to decide what land can be used for national parks. So on December 27th, 1974, the NPS decided that hundreds of acres that was NIPS,
National
the NIPS
Preservation Society?
National Park Service.
Damn it.
I literally just said it in a sentence before.
Let me tell you what it is,
Did
and then
you?
you guess what it is.
I'm sorry.
That's a fun game too. Let's keep doing that.
Sorry, I was so close. I was thinking preserve. You're talking about preserving the forest.
It's Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
That's
I
what
love
I'm
that
talking
show.
about.
Another non-member of Mensa. Okay.
I never claimed to be
Lindsay
Mensa.
and I have solidified our place. Not in
Listen, we are definitely not in Mensa. We're not even in Mensa's chapter.
like honorable mentions.
Like the step below Mensa. We're not even in there.
Yeah, no, we got nothing. Sorry,
Their chapter.
I went with it. I
Thank
said
you.
honorable mention.
Thank you.
Oh dear.
Boydston.
I'm
Come
sorry.
on. Be a good friend here. Back me up when I sound like an idiot.
It's okay.
I blame the wine.
I did many times in the first. Well, all the time, actually.
You did a great job.
So the Nips, they decided that hundreds of acres of land that was part of Boston, Ohio, would be the perfect place for the Cuyahoga, I guess that's how it's pronounced, Cuyahoga Valley National Park, and started buying the property from residents who had been there for pretty much their whole lives, or for a very long time.
Okay.
So these people, they didn't realize that the federal government had the power to use the right of eminent domain to acquire land from private owners in order to clear the way for the national park. So basically, they just went in and said, you got to go.
Yeah.
You have no choice. The
Nips aren't very sensitive, huh?
No. No.
Nips don't care.
They don't care. They got to preserve. Okay. That's their goal. The people who lived there, they were forced to leave their homes, and they would leave messages on the inside of their house. They painted on the walls that said, "Now we know how the Indians felt."
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
A lot of
Interesting.
them said that.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I
Makes
know.
me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Right.
not good. Not good.
So houses were boarded up and covered in signs that said no trespassing that were posted by the federal government.
Yeah.
Houses sat vacant for a long time. Some were demolished and some were intentionally burned, I guess. And this was a training exercise. Words.
What?
Training exercise
They burned houses as a training exercise?
for fire departments.
Oh, okay.
I just
Okay.
couldn't get to that part because I was stuck on experiment and
we
this
go.
exercise.
Because of the Phillip Experiment. I gotcha.
Yes, there. Yeah, so what I'm saying is sometimes you'll see houses that are still standing and some
Right.
are halfway burned. It's
Okay.
kind of bizarre to see.
I getcha.
The government never really followed through on making this into a park. So it basically sat neglected, which is the perfect scene for a ghost town
Duh.
or vanish town, whatever you want to call it. But I prefer ghost town personally. What? Have I had a stroke tonight?
Did you just say perfectly?
Yes, I did. Maybe
you
that's my
okay?
superpower from my COVID vaccine.
Welcome to Lindsay's world where I never say words right, ever.
I think there's
Jesus.
something in your high moon.
Somebody
Vodka.
asked me at work, by the way, they're like, Lindsay, how do you pronounce this word? I was like, I am not the person to ask at all.
How do you pronounce?
I don't know. Well, you can't say it because then I'll...
Okay, so what do you call?
Oh, gosh. I don't like this game. I'm going to be bad at this game.
What do you call a sudden, violent, and illegal seizure of power from a government?
We're talking about the Capitol. I called it a coup. And she goes, it's called a coup. And I was like, a coup? And she goes, a coup. And I said, a coup. And we went back and forth for like a solid 2 minutes. And she pulled it up on Google and was like, and had Google pronounced. It said coup. And I was like, I believe you. I believe Google. But I've always heard it pronounced a coup. Like it's a coup against the Capitol.
Always heard it incorrectly.
What? Like,
I've legit never heard it called a coup.
It's a coup d'etat.
I've never heard that word in my life.
Coup is short for coup d'etat.
I've never heard coup d'etat. What's coup d'etat? Okay.
We'll continue this discussion.
So I learned something new today. This week, I learned that, what happened against the Capitol was a coup.
And our coworkers think we're 12.
Yes. Because I called it a coup, and
I was like, coup.
Boydston, stopped, and the co-workers just looking back and forth between me and Boydston, and she's going, coup, and I'm going, coup, coup, coup.
It's okay. What night you learned?
Yeah, I did. That's what I said. I learned something new. I've never heard it pronounced that way in my life.
So,
Continue.
did you ever watch Big Brother?
No, I've never watched Big Brother.
Oh.
Why?
One of their rewards was a coup d'etat, and so you could kind of overturn what the other person said. Anyway, go ahead.
I've never seen it. Sorry.
It's okay. We're gonna look up coup d'etat in a little while, and you're gonna be
I cannot wait.
fluent in that. Me, I'm still just gonna struggle, and I have no reason to.
I never
struggle.
took French. Listen, I took Spanish.
I did. Clearly, I'm fluent in French. If you I don't know if our Catacombs episode is aired now, but
It'll be.
you
by
get to
then.
hear me speak fluently French. Okay.
Oui.
Oui.
We. That's the only word I know.
All right, back to my ghost town. So there's tons of legends that go on here, and I named
Love
a
it.
bunch of them,
Okay.
but I couldn't name all of them because there's a ton. And just to explain this too, I wasn't sure if this should fit into our smorgasbord episode or paranormal, but I think it could go either way.
Yeah.
So here we are. The first one I was going to tell you about is called they just call it the government conspiracy.
Oh, this is right up Boydston's alley.
So it's said that there's a cover-up by the government to hide the fact that they spilled deadly chemicals in the area, which caused mutations to the people who lived there. And sometimes they say that, okay, I picture like zombies. That's kind of what I think. They have all these like horror stories and people talking about like people crawling out at night and stuff.
From the graves or?
No.
Okay.
These are like live people that maybe were in the water or drank the water or were exposed to these chemicals. Yeah.
Okay.
I also get like real life Stranger Things vibes from this place.
Get out of here with your condescending okay.
No, I'm thinking. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one is the Boydston Township Cemetery. Those are the pictures that I have shown you here. Actually, it's a pretty nice cemetery. Okay. There's a World War II memorial. There's a hiking trail right next to it. And it's still being used as a burial plot for people, for some families there.
Right.
The legend is that the cemetery is haunted by a ghost that sits on a bench and stares blankly into outer space, or just out into the creation.
Into outer space.
It says into creation, but I didn't like that.
Yeah. He's thinking.
Just stares blankly. That was a quote from somebody, the into creation.
He's processing life and death.
There we go.
I don't hike, but if I did, I would want it to be by a cemetery.
Yeah, so you could
especially
see
a haunted
the ghost.
cemetery.
Of course you would.
It's also said that the trees in the cemetery just move, like
what?
Move from one spot to the other. Stay with me.
I was thinking swaying in the wind.
No, I know. I had to really read through that one. But some people have said that members of a satanic cult caused the trees to move in order to protect the cult's secrets.
What?
So, girl, I'm telling you legends. These are not mine.
I know. I'm just like, okay, it's getting crazier. Trees moving, satanic cults.
There's a lot of like lore going around in this stuff.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Helltown.
I know, right? And supposedly there are graves of children who were killed in a bus accident.
Aww.
Next slide, please.
It's always kids in a bus.
Which brings us to our next legend, which is that of the school bus.
Oh. I'm trying to read what it said below the sign. A nice place to something, a better place to something.
Yeah, I'm going to go with neither of those things.
Gosh, I can't make it out. It's so blurry.
I don't know, but I don't think I want to go there.
A better place to live. Oh, a nice place to visit, a better place to live.
Oh, that's cute.
Is it? Let's move to Helltown, honey. It's a nice place to visit, but a better place to live.
I mean, it's catchy. It's a catchy slogan. I'll go with that. So the bus there, it said that a whole busload of children were murdered in the woods by a serial killer.
What?
It's also been said that it could have been a couple of murderers, an escaped patient from a mental health hospital, or cult members who murdered these children.
What?
The bus is still there, but the seats have been removed, and some people have claimed to see children's spirits inside of the bus.
Oh, I don't like children's spirits.
There have also been claims of hearing screams and laughter coming from the bus.
Oh, I don't like that.
Some people have said that they see the ghost of a man who they assume is the killer.
Oh, I don't like that either.
Locals tried to get rid of the bus, but each time they try, something bad happens, like death or injury.
Oh.
So they eventually just left it alone.
I don't like that either. I don't like any of this bus thing.
Pew! Nailed it. All right. Next place is the house in the woods.
That place is haunted.
One look at it, we're like, haunted.
It looks awful, right? So there's actually a couple houses there. I mean, again, these people just up and left, so there's a couple houses, and they were from the 60s, so they don't look like too terribly old. Apparently, though, there's one, though, that the light is always on in the upstairs window.
Let me guess, there's no electricity in Helltown.
Probably not.
This doesn't look like a place that has electricity.
Nobody lives there, so I don't know.
Vines growing in the windows.
It is a little suspicious that a light is on. Also, the church that you can see in the upper right-hand corner of my pictures. There are two churches that people talk about in Boston Mills. And they say that there's an evil man who lives in the basement and guards the church. And it's owned by devil worshippers. There's also candles burning constantly. And the churches have upside-down crosses all inside of them.
Nope. That's satanic right then and there.
Helltown's got some issues, I think.
Have you ever seen like a satanic movie or demonic possession movie? All the crosses turn upside down.
Slowly.
I hate that. Nope.
Yeah, so apparently that's the church is there.
Demons.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what else you were expecting from Helltown.
That's true. I shouldn't be surprised by Helltown.
The next legend is of the hearse. There is a house at the end of one of the roads where a creepy man lives, and he drives...
Creepy man.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Maybe
Creepy man
he's a
lives.
very nice man, okay?
He's just misunderstood.
There's a house at the end of the road where a misunderstood man lives, and he drives a hearse.
Hey, listen, maybe he got a really good deal on the hearse, okay?
This hearse has one headlight out, so only one of them works, and he
Aw.
chases you out of the town with
Okay.
his hearse, okay?
Probably chases the people out. They call him creepy.
The satanic
Boydston's
cults.
like, listen, I understand him.
You're
get
like,
it.
listen, don't chase me. I
I
just want
just
to know
want to be
you.
left alone.
I'll
We
leave
could
you
be
alone.
friends.
You leave me alone.
I mean, that could work, actually.
That could.
The next legend is of the end of the world. That's what they
Oh.
call it.
Oh, Boydston's touching her heart.
Wait a second.
You know that she doesn't like this.
This is a road.
Okay.
It's possessed, and there are many
possessed.
there are many fatal car accidents that have happened here. People claim that something evil will take over you while you're driving and
Oh,
force you to
gosh.
crash. And also, if you drive this road at night, then a group of cult members might surround your car and try to trap you.
Why are there so many cults in Helltown? Well,
Helltown's
never
got a
mind.
lot of issues. I'm only telling you like a handful of.
If I was
these
going to be in a
things.
satanic cult, I would go to a town called Helltown.
Truth. So the end of the road is on the left, and I did look at some pictures, or end of the world is on the left in my
Mhm.
pictures. And in some of the pictures, like once you get to the end of the road, it drops off like a huge cliff.
Oh, wow.
I shouldn't say cliff, but it drops off like a huge steep, and so people fly over, and that's
I was
what
going to
causes
say, maybe
problems.
that's why people
It could
die.
be they think maybe that's
drive
part of the
off the cliff.
problem,
I
but
wanna know
it
what-
is pretty sketchy.
this is right here.
I'm unsure.
It looks like a body, literally in the road.
Could be.
Probably.
It's the end of the world. You'll never know. But the ones on the right, those are called the highway to hell.
I feel like
Highway to
I was
hell.
waiting for
I
it.
was going to start, but I started laughing too much because I looked at you like, are you serious?
The highway to hell is connected to the end of the world.
Is this what inspired the song?
I'm unsure.
We're gonna
It's
go.
possible.
Let's go with yes.
Yes,
Let's go with
definitely.
yes. Yeah.
The highway to hell, there's a serial killer with an axe.
Yes.
And he's
Okay.
been murdering people who drive on this road at night.
I really like this town.
So they
We can go
have
there. We can go
cults,
check it out.
they have people who possess you
Yeah,
while
they
you're
have
driving.
everything
and
we
they have
need.
a serial killer who-
And ghosts in the cemetery
and
have ghosts.
a misunderstood man.
with a hearse.
with a one headlight hearse.
One headlight hearse. There's a song there waiting to happen. I
Yes,
can just
there
hear
is.
it. We gotta write it.
One headlight hearse.
Okay. I like it.
Oh, I liked
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. All credit due to Highway to Hell.
Okay, I think I'm ready for next slide. We're almost done.
More roads.
Yes. In a railroad crossing, it looks like.
Choo choo.
All right, so the picture on the left there you see is called the slaughterhouse.
Ooh, a slaughterhouse.
Oh,
So there really
that's
was
what
no.
gets you excited.
This
Okay.
place has everything.
They have something for all of us.
This place has everything. It's
Lindsay
got
has
cults,
a slaughterhouse.
slaughterhouse, cults, demonic possession. It's
Ghosts.
got some ghosts. It's got a misunderstood man.
Yeah.
This
We
place
are
has
going there.
everything.
One hundo. Okay, the slaughterhouse. So there really is no official slaughterhouse as part of Boston Mills or Helltown, but this is what this place is referred to as. And apparently you will see ghost faces if you look inside of the windows. Creepy. On the right-hand side, you will see pictures of Crybaby Bridge.
What?
This is a popular space.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Have you really?
Yeah, I almost did a story on it.
Really?
Oh,
Sure
okay.
did.
I've never
Well,
heard of it.
Sorry to ruin your story.
Well,
you can go
because-
into a lot more depth if you want. on
You
yours.
can go ahead. I'll give my little
Yeah, please do.
anecdote afterwards.
Okay. So it said that if you bring, this is the legend around it. If you bring an extra set of keys, you lock one set inside of your car while it's parked on the bridge. If you walk away and come back to it, you'll find the car covered in dust with footprints all over it, and the car will be running but still locked. So somebody with little tiny footprints has turned your car on.
And covered it in dust.
Apparently. That is Crybaby Bridge. Those are both two different views. I mean, they're the same thing, Crybaby
So there's
Bridge.
a video
Okay, yes.
that they're trying to provoke this, and
Yeah.
during the video you can hear this audible crying.
Is that why they call it Crybaby?
I would assume so. I don't know.
Probably. They didn't really talk about that very much.
Do they talk about, like, the legend behind Crybaby Bridge? Like, why is...
They probably did, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't delve too hard into
Okay.
each legend because there are so many, and I think I did like 7 or 8, and there's probably 10 more about the whole town.
That's crazy. I want to
Yeah.
look into this now. I definitely want to see that video.
That's the end of my story, but the next slide you can see kind of a layout of the town if you want to see, if you're curious.
It's a pretty small town.
Very
Where
small.
does the misunderstood man live?
The end of the road somewhere.
There's a crazy house in the woods.
The crazy house in the woods, obviously.
Is that the slaughterhouse? We're going to call it the slaughterhouse.
Yeah. This is the best image I could find about like what it actually looks like there.
So can we go there?
You can. So Boston Mills, I think, don't come for me if I'm saying this wrong, people, but I think Boston Mills is like a tourist place now, just right down the road, that has a ski resort in it. And I picture it kind of like our Winter Creek, what's it called?
Snow Creek.
Snow Creek. I picture it kind of like that. But it looks kind of cool. And that's, I think, where all the trails and stuff are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
They're just right around there. So you can go stay there. And there's lots of people who have walked through, taken videos and such.
So it's like open, like to the public where people can like go.
I don't think it's necessarily like promoted. I don't think people go there unless you know, like us, about
Probably
it.
not on Travelocity, but
there is a whole like series on maybe Travel Channel, either Travel Channel or History Channel, about Helltown. And I remember seeing it like on, or maybe it was Investigation Discovery. You get what I'm saying. But it had like a whole season or so about just this place.
This is amazing. It's got all of the great things into one town.
I want to go there.
We should go.
Strong work. I really like that.
Thank you.
Good job. I've never heard of it, so that's interesting.
Thank you, TikTok, for your suggestions. You gotta get right on there.
You and the TikTok.
I get a lot of good ideas from there.
Yeah, love it. Yeah. All right, Boydston. Why are you staring at me like that?
Because she goes, yeah.
I said love it, yeah.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, you made that clear.
All right. Boydston, where are you taking us?
Yeah.
We've all stayed in the U.S. so far. Oh, no, I went to Canada.
You stayed
Your
in...
own story!
I already forgot what I did.
You stayed in North America. That's what you did.
I went,
okay.
Yeah, international. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Speaking of international, we're going to go to the Czech Republic.
Oh, okay. I don't think we've done a story here before.
No, I'm sure we haven't.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Okay. So the Houska Castle.
The what's
I
it?
almost picked this. Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Really?
Houska.
Look at you guys. You guys are such on the same wavelength.
Are you surprised at all?
She almost did the Crybaby Bridge. You almost did her castle.
We both did Ouija board.
Both of which I've never heard of. So I'm like, these are just Sarah's.
Well, I actually love the Czech Republic.
I love
Such a weird thing.
Why?
I love their language.
I don't
the
know.
accent.
Yeah, so when I was in elementary school or junior high, I can't remember, but one of the times they asked you to pick a country. Of course, I picked Czech Republic to do my history on. Yes, I don't know why.
I honestly don't know much about the Czech Republic, so
I was asked to pick a state, and I had to write to the governor, and so I chose Wisconsin.
Oh, cute.
we had to do
Perfect.
a country, and I chose France.
I would have picked Mississippi, I'm just saying, because I can spell it fast.
You can spell it really fast.
I would have told them
You're
that
so
too.
smart.
In the letter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Czech Republic.
I can spell your state really fast. You want to hear? Listen.
Miss MISSISSISPPI.
Oh,
Damn it.
I was waiting for it.
I've had too much wine.
oh, is that the... Okay.
All right, where are we going? What castle?
We'll say
Who's
that's
it? What's it?
The Houska Castle.
Who's it?
What?
In the Czech Republic. The
Okay.
Houska Castle is located 47 kilometers or 29 miles north
Thank
of
you.
Prague in the Czech Republic. And she's haunted.
Ooh.
So this castle was built in the 13th century to serve as an administration center for the royal estates. It passed through the hands of different aristocrats through the years and was renovated in the 16th century. And in the 18th century, it served as a residence and fell into disrepair until it was purchased by Princess Hohenlohe in 1897.
She laughed, but I don't.
The
I think
names,
it's
I'm
right.
sorry. No, I believe you. I'm sorry. Continue.
Princess Hohenlohe.
Okay. Believe you.
In 1897. Yep. And then later bought by the president of Škoda.
Oh, boy.
I'm not saying anything. She's the one laughing at this
You're
point.
making faces.
She laughed.
This is perfect pronunciation. It's Škoda. And the president of Škoda was Josef Šimanek.
She's still laughing.
I'm doing a great job.
I think you are too.
Thank you. So this was in 1924.
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to repronounce anything?
Nope. I got it all. Škoda.
Škoda?
Škoda.
Nailed it. Got it.
Škoda. Josef Šimanek.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're so good.
Okay.
It was still owned by his descendants as of 2020.
Mm.
So during World War II,
You're getting so good at this.
Thank you. The
Wehrmacht.
The
God.
the Wehrmacht.
Did you practice?
No, I just wrote it phonetically in my paper.
Oh, that's smart.
That's the secret.
That's what I do too, actually.
Do you know what the Wehrmacht is?
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a city. I don't know. I made that up.
So close. It's the
You sounded so smart.
the Unified Armed Forces of Nazi Germany.
Yeah, I knew
Mensa, watch out.
Her application's coming in
application.
soon.
This podcast is actually my application. So
So the Wehrmacht occupied the castle until 1945, and the Nazis are said to have conducted experiments into the occult. And according to one source, locals believe that they had been using the powers of hell for their experiments.
Oh, Nazis.
Yikes.
If anybody was going to be doing that, it'd be the Nazis.
The Nazis.
The evilest.
In one of the courtyards, the bodies of 3 German soldiers have been recovered, and all of them were executed.
Okay.
Apparently, Houska Castle, specifically the chapel, was built over a large hole in the ground that is said to be a gateway to hell.
Oh.
It was so deep, no one could see the bottom of it. That's what she said. And
Leave it to you to do it. That's what she said about the gateway to hell.
I loved it.
What is wrong with you?
lots of things.
I loved it.
Legend says animal-human hybrids were reported to have crawled out of it,
What?
and dark-winged, otherworldly creatures flew in the vicinity.
Do they mean werewolves and vampires?
I was thinking like half pig, half human.
Human
Like
animal
people-
hybrid is werewolf.
I was thinking like half like wolf,
werewolf.
human. Oh, okay, yeah.
And then it said like winged creatures, vampires.
I wouldn't call a
I was
vampire a
thinking
winged creature.
Mothman, but okay. two different pages, but
No,
okay.
This is where Mothman came from. Full circle.
Here's what I was thinking: the Wizard of Oz, those little things that
The
fly around.
flying monkeys. Those
Yes.
are terrifying.
That's what I was thinking.
Why are you laughing at that?
That's what I was thinking.
Those are terrifying.
They invaded Houska Castle.
I was terrified as a child watching The Wizard of Oz because the monkeys.
The monkeys.
Monkey bash.
Oh my.
That's Monster Mash.
I know it's the Monster Bash. I was doing a play on words.
It's Monster Mash, not Bash.
Monster Mash.
There you go.
Okay, so winged creatures, not vampires.
Or monkeys.
Or
Got it.
Mothman. Or monkeys.
I call them winged.
Winged.
Winged?
You keep saying winged.
Winged.
It is winged, I think. Okay, I'm overthinking.
So
you guys make me overthink all the words I say, and then I sound stupid.
werewolves and flying monkeys. Got it.
More stupid.
They came out of the hole.
Damn it.
So when construction on the castle began, all prisoners sentenced to death were offered a pardon if they agreed to be lowered by rope into the hole and then report back.
Ugh. No, thank you. Do you want to go down into this deep, dark hole that nobody knows where it leads to? Sure.
Yes.
So other
as you
people
pull
thought
him
this
back out.
was a great idea. And
I
so
was gonna say, yeah.
when the first person was lowered, he began screaming after just a few seconds. And when he was pulled back to the surface, he looked like he had aged 30 years.
I hate her so much.
He had grown wrinkles and his hair had turned white.
Shut up.
He had to be sent to an insane asylum and died just a few days later of unknown causes.
Shut up.
The castle has a reputation for
It's a black
housing
hole.
various types of ghosts, and here are just a few of them. People have claimed to see a large, headless black horse running around with blood gushing from its neck.
What?
It's said to run towards the front of the castle and jump into the air and then vanish.
Okay. That's terrifying.
Guests have also claimed to see a line of people chained together walking towards the castle. Each person along the chains has a horrific injury. So some people are said to be carrying their heads or other body parts, and that's terrible.
Czech
Carrying
Republic.
their own heads?
You guys are gruesome.
God.
Gory.
A giant black dog is said to be attacking and biting the people along the chain,
Okay.
and some of these sightings have lasted several minutes. Workers in the inner courtyard have heard voices coming from the chapel. On investigation, though, nobody's there. A black figure has been seen on the upper floor and is thought to be the ghost of an unknown male. One person stayed at the castle at the end of the 1800s, and he reported that he saw a black winged creature flying around the inner courtyard.
It's Edward.
Which he believed to be demons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Some dogs behave strangely in the courtyard, as if they're spooked.
Yeah. If this place is haunted, yeah, I can see that.
Demonic entities are said to be seen in the chapel, along with strange moaning, screams, and voices.
Nope. No, thank you.
You guys should come out with a single.
Please edit that out. That was really embarrassing for Sarah and me, but the high moons and the
But I really
wine,
enjoyed it.
They are hitting.
That was my strange moan.
Yeah, I know.
Very strange.
I got you.
Just giving a sound effect.
Should not have joined in.
I especially liked your facial expression, which they'll never see.
It's a good thing.
On the third floor, the ghost of a beautiful woman in a white dress has been seen, and she's often
lovely.
peering out a window.
Something lovely versus the black and the death and the demons.
You mean a dead bride?
Like, no, she said a lovely woman.
Oh, okay.
Right?
All right.
Oh, hold on. She already discarded that paper.
A beautiful young woman.
A beautiful young woman. Yeah, she's not carrying her head or her limb.
Okay, I mean, that is, different.
Something nice.
Sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Some friends were having a drink on the third floor.
Okay.
And when the glass started to move around the table,
Uh-huh.
and then it lifted up in the air,
Oh.
the whole group gasped as they witnessed it. The glass then lowered itself back onto the table and slid to the center.
Oh.
A couple were relaxing in their room when they both heard a strange noise.
Relaxing.
So, I mean, some people actually relax, Lindsay. We already know you're great at swallowing. Don't rub it in.
Stop.
Don't rub it
Stop. Just because I took my shot in one shot.
in. You were the one who bragged about it. I'm just saying.
You guzzled that.
Great at swallowing.
I'm sorry. I did not say I'm great at swallowing. I said I did. You guys didn't take it in one shot, and Boydston said Lindsay's great at swallowing.
It's my go-to joke.
Yes.
So a couple were doing whatever they do in their room when they both heard a strange noise like something heavy hitting the floor close to them. They turned and saw two dark figures on the stairs, and they think that they heard one whisper something about killing young girls.
Oh, not okay. No, thank you, dark figure. I don't kill people.
Agreed. Yeah. It's bad.
The cellar.
Thank you for your commentary, Sarah.
The cellar is nicknamed Satan's office.
Satan's office? What?
That does not sound scary at all.
I'm going to go downstairs to Satan's
office.
Where he does his official business.
This is Satan's office. Let's go get some. I don't know what you get there.
Picture Toby, right? In an office.
His
and
HR
Michael
little cubicle.
Michael being like, welcome to Satan's office.
It's exactly what Michael would call Toby's cubicle.
Yeah. It even has
Toby's
a throne embellished with horns and a trident.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A black robed, faceless priest.
I can't with you. Stop it.
Has been seen materializing in front of the throne and walking up the steps before vanishing.
Sarah.
What's odd is that the castle wasn't built with any defenses. It had no water source, no kitchen. It wasn't near any trade routes, and no one lived there at the time of its completion. It's in a remote, forested, swampy mountain area.
So why build it?
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
It was built because of the hole and was thought to be a gateway to hell. Therefore, by constructing it, they were able to keep the demons trapped. And that
doesn't sound like they did a good job.
Well, they're trapped at the castle. They're not
Trapped in Satan's office.
They're just hanging
Just,
out in
like,
his
go
office.
up and they're like, nah.
Yeah. And that's
Get
why
down there.
it's one of the most haunted locations in the world. You can find it featured on shows like Legendary Locations, Ghost Hunters International, and Most Haunted live.
Oh,
Can we go there?
you can.
Like, do they allow visits, tours?
I'm going to go with yes.
I'm sure they
Awesome.
do.
Actually, yes, because there is one of the places I got my information was McGee's Ghost Tours.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. All right, let's
We
go.
can go to the Czech Republic.
One day, let's go to the Czech Republic.
When did Czechoslovakia break into Czech Republic and Slovakia?
That's a question for Mensa.
Lindsay does not know the answer to that
Before
one.
Houska Castle. No?
I could Google.
Permission to Google denied.
Dang it. Okay. We'll
Second
never
the
know.
motion.
We'll never know. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to our paranormal episode. You can always find us at thetipsyghost.com and find all of our socials from there. And always send us an email at thetipsyghost@gmail.com if you have any stories to share with us.
Please give us a 5-star rating and a great review on Apple Podcasts. It really does help, and we would greatly appreciate it.
We would. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, guys. We will catch you guys next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.